What is up, everybody? Meredith Gaming here, and we're back for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Tank Showcase and Review. Today we're taking a look at the Tier 6 German heavy tank, the VK3001P. As you can see here, it's got a very similar design to the VK3601H, which is the other Tier 6 German heavy tank, and kind of very similar to the Tiger 1. The sad thing is it's not in the same line, but yeah, it kind of gives you a feel for it. Got the turret, or very similar turret to the Tiger as well. And that's where this tank's, I would say, armor profile shines over the VK3601. Because as you can see here, against an identical tank, it does pretty well. But of course, once you start facing those heavier tanks like the tier 7s and tier 8s, this armor is not going to hold up, and especially the hull armor. You have to try to play hull down with this, because as you can see here, you've got this big old flat plate across the front, and this one is fairly flat, especially with the way shells arc in. So it's not going to be very long, or you're not going to be in the game very long if you don't hide your hull, because they're just going to go through this all day long. You also have a fairly weak cupola up here. And especially once you start facing those tier 8s, yeah, you're Swiss cheese. But you have decent gun depression, so that's what you've got to use in order to try to hide your hull. Use those little hills and undulations in the terrain in order to only expose your turret. Go ahead and get over the comparison. So, the one thing that this tank has problems with is your penetration. 145 and 198 on your standard and gold rounds respectively does not compare to basically anything else here. Everything else has better penetration than you do, especially the ARL. Now the ARL has worse aim time, and then the T150 has worse aim time and dispersion. But yeah, you're gonna have problems facing or competing with same tier, and then especially those when you get in those tier 8 matches, you're gonna have a lot of problems trying to pin those tier 8s. That being said, you do have a derp gun option, but the derp gun, it's not technically a derp gun, but yeah, this 104 pin, you're not going to be competing with tier 8s with this. I mean, if you're lucky and you can get their sides, maybe, but you're going to have to get really lucky. That's why I tend to like whatever the one is with the highest pin. And I believe the other one has a slower reload time as well. Yeah, 8 seconds, which really isn't that much worse, but still, that 104 pin on your gold rounds is not great. Whereas something like the ARL, this gun has like almost 250 or 260 penetration, so much better for competing with those tier 8s. And then of course the T150 has a derp gun, um, whereas this one, oh no, I'm looking at, sorry. Um, It has the derp gun, which does quite a bit more damage, but 140 pin on its gold rounds, whereas the VK only had 104. So yeah, much better option if you like derps. But that being said, it has a decent reload time compared to everything but the KV1S. They have kind of similar pins. Um, so you have to play this in a way where you have to kind of know the reloads of the enemy tanks to where we're going to get this down below 6 seconds with our gun rammer. So you can, if you both fire at the same time, you have to trade 2 shells for 1. And that's where you're going to make the difference, because he's going to shoot you once for 240. You're going to shoot him twice. So you're actually going to end up doing 440 to his 240. That's a little bit different compared to what a lot of heavy players really try to do, the different style of play. So it's very difficult to get used to, whereas with this one, you pull out, you take one big shot, and then you pull back and hide for your full reload. Whereas if they don't manage to pull back, you can get 2 rounds into them, pull back and hide before their second one reloads. All right, caliber of 88, which is kind of low for this tier. That means you can overmatch. I want to say it's like 27.5, which is a few of the mediums, and then of the same tier. But definitely nothing really higher tier, except for like a few of the super lightly armored, like I believe the Leo you could probably do on tier 7. But yeah, decent ammo capacity. so you can take a bunch of different rounds. Aim time, not great, 2.21. It's not as bad as a couple of the others, but I always try to get everything down to 2 seconds if I can. That just makes it more uniform in when you're playing with all the different tanks. And dispersion of 0.36, which is pretty much standard except for the T150. Not great, not bad. You can take longer range shots with it, but you're not guaranteed. You're probably going to hit the tank, but you're not guaranteed to hit the point of aim. Gun depression of 8, which helps you compete with those Russian tanks. But of course, the French and the American tank, yeah, they've got those big old 10s, so they're able to use those hills a little bit better than you can. But that's basically that's your best bet is using those hills or those low rubble piles to hide your hull and use your gun depression in order to get shots. Now your speed, it looks pretty good against against everybody. And then if you look at your relative speed, it's also better than everything but the KV-1S. That's where this thing really shines, is its ability to move a little bit faster than everybody else. But yeah, you can definitely get in position faster than everyone else, and that's where you have to try to get your early damage in the game, is get to a good position to where they're still trying to move into position so you can get shots on them before they get hull down. And then our armor, yeah, this is where one of the things where it kind of lacks against everyone else. The ARL, of course, has better hull, but the armor profile for the turret is pretty good compared to that. Better than the KV-1S, but of course, the M6, which is one of the best hull down tanks for this tier, with 190 in the front. So yeah, that's one of those things where with the gun mantlet and all that, you're not going to go through the front of that, even with your gold rounds very often. So yeah, definitely have to play the angles against an M6. Then we get down to our camo and our view range. Best view range out of everybody. Camo, I mean, you're a heavy tank. You don't have camo. Come on now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over to the gameplay. We're going to be watching Katsumi 36 and their VK3001P on Mountain Pass. Very interesting camo. I think that's the orange camo, the tangerine camo. It doesn't look like tangerines from this angle, but once you get to zoom in, the tier 6, tier 5 game. So, should have a pretty good chance here. Going to go to the heavy line. Oh, let's go ahead and get that up and okay, cool. Right there. I don't know why it doesn't save my changes in the replay thing. Alright, so we see the 105 for the end. Looks like I have to deal with a 67 over here. That's going to be fun. But as you can see, they've outpaced even the medium over here. Oh, the Leopard gets ammo racked. Probably by that VK. I'm gonna use this. Oh, there's got a boom. Smacked him really good. That's what you gotta do. You definitely can compete against the. Oh, there goes something, and boom. Oh, tried the snapshot. Not quite gonna get that. A little bit too much dispersion. So the enemy team made the mistake of not sending enough heavies over here, apparently. This is one of my favorite positions from the other side of the map, but thankfully, or luckily, they're gonna get here. Because if you play the left side, you can actually shoot all the way. Oh, yeah, see, look at that. Light tank went right through him. Oh no, it blocked. It showed like he took damage. Yeah, see, that's the block thing. That was weird. I guess a little visual glitch there. Oh, yeah. See, this is the position I try to get in because I like trying to take shots at these guys. Typically, you're on the other side taking shots at the enemy. Heavy Keith looked at it, he's like, oh nope, he's still aiming at me. And there you go. Second kill of the game so far, 500 damage, not too bad. Trying to figure out what that Summavante is. Oh, now he sees the tiger. Yeah, at this range is kind of luck here if you hit the front plate or the... Right, oh, 2 rounds into the tiger. But yeah, this is why I like this position, because you typically aren't spotted. Found the Summavante. Yeah, just look at this, just pop, pop, pop. I'm gonna take another kill. Checking to see if he can see any of those. Nope, not quite yet. Those guys are sticking close to the right side here, trying not to get seen, so gonna have to relocate probably. Unless they keep moving around, but now there's no one over there to spot them. Oh, T-34 moved out. Just a little quick snapshot to that guy. For them to poke out, and he's gonna smack him again. Oh, hit the track. That's what I was saying about this. At longer ranges, you are gonna have problems with the dispersion. Although it looks like he's got dispersion down pretty good. Big old hit right there. Oh, artillery. Yep, got lucky there. Because he is running food, so he's probably got this thing pretty decked out. Oh, big old hit. Now, see, the problem is he's going to get a couple of them. Got lucky and bounced around. Ram kill, nicely done. And there's the artillery. Boom. Nice little snapshot there. Well played, well played. Oh, reloaded just in time to finish off that WZ. Alright, so he's got the KV-2 and the Tiger. They're not looking at him, so he's got a chance here to really punish them. Oh, low roll. If he'd high rolled, he would have... See, then he's bounces a shot. There you go. Finished him off. Artillery coming in. Please. Missed that. Alright, KV-2. Can he finish him off as well? KV-2's now looking at him. 1. And... 2. Oh, low roll again. If he had just slightly high rolled, it would have been enough to kill it. Wow, look at that. 9 kills. 3,500 damage. Wow. It's amazing how quickly that progressed. He was able to take out those 3 tanks that came around on him very quickly. Oh, and there's a Tog. Now, he's not going to have any problem going through the front of this. And the Tog, not quite accurate enough to... Yeah, track him before he gets behind cover. The 25T is going to help out with that. Yeah, that Tog is just feeding him, but now... Yeah, now he's going to have to go engage it because Tog managed to retreat behind cover. There you go. Oh, blocked. I believe the Tog has slightly faster reload, but not quite enough. Oh, this is getting close. 2 on 4. Of course, 2 of them are artillery. So as long as he remains unspotted, he should be okay. And now we're at a standoff. The Tog must have better view range. Or the Stug has better view range. Artillery. See, he was very smart about going and moving out. Because he knew the general area where there already was, and knew that they could probably hit him from there. And here's where his mobility comes into play. He's definitely going to be able to move around better than that Tog will. Careful not to go down too fast and hurt yourself there. Circle under with that M10. Probably try to deal with the Stug first. Oh, 10 is spotted. There's one of the artillery. Oh, and there's the Stug. Okay, well he knows where the Stug, the Tog, because that thing's not going to go anywhere fast. And one of the artillery. Can he pull it out? Because the artillery can probably pin him and kill him in one shot if they're lucky. I'm trying to think of what the Stug's alpha. I don't think it's 321. I think I may take a couple shots from the Stug. Oh, but it's only one shot for him. Nicely done. Doesn't look like he spotted. But they do know he is around this side somewhere. I am not sure what language that is. I don't know. 10 kills. 5,000 damage in a T6. Wow. That isn't. Still has plenty of ammo. That's one of the downsides to some of the other tanks is they would run out of ammo by now. Looking for the artillery. Now the thing is the artillery could be behind this hill over here on the left. Because they do, there is a lower portion that's hard to find. Now if he wants to be smart, he won't, yeah, won't go into the cap circle. 3, 4, and 4, 1. Oh, and there's the other artillery behind him. He should reload a couple times before that guy does. Oh, I thought he would. Okay, now it comes down to where's the Tog? 12 kills. 5,300 damage. Guaranteed you this is an ace tanker for sure. That's the other thing. I didn't check to see. Does he have this marked? Or can you even see marks when they've got a custom? I think you can. Oh, there's the Tog behind him. Gonna keep moving up to try to get behind and use his gun depression. Got 10 rounds, so the Tog is about a 3-shot. As long as he rolls. Okay, it's gonna take forever for the Tog to get up here. Snapshot 127. Ooh, he's a 2-shot and so is the Tog. Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh, he has to be high roll. If he low rolls at all, he is dead. I'll make sure you can get. Ooh, low rolled. Here it comes. Who's gonna peek first? It's literally whoever peaks first dies. So definitely a stand. Play on the angle that the Tog does not have enough gun depression. Oh! 2 minutes left. Now the Tog does have enough gun depression, but he manages to get sneak the shot in. Wow. Now that is one hell of a game. Anyway, go ahead and pause that and get over to the end game stats real quick. So, like I said, Ace Tanker, Hand of God for ricocheting a shot. Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect. A Scoochie's Medal for the 2 SPGs. A Pool's Medal for rank 10 or more enemy tanks. Steel Wall, High Caliber, and Top Gun. Like all the stuff you want. Other than a, what's the one for 5-on-1? That's the only one he didn't get, but 5,400 damage and 13 kills. Wow. That's how you play this tank, for sure. Definitely knew what they were doing in this game. But anyway, that's going to be it for me today. If there's a specific tank you wish to see next, just leave that in the comment of the most current video. And I'll get to, I typically record about 3 of these at a time, so it will be the 4th one. Anyway, this is Meriden Gaming, and I'll see you on the battlefield.